the NBA, we're going to start with that because that's really the only the only one that really doesn't matter to me right now. Um, the playoff push right now is your usual suspects. They play that stupid play-in bullshit where they have a play-in tournament to see who gets the eighth seed or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston, Cleveland, Milwaukee, New York, Philly, and Orlando pretty much in the driver's seat to make it in the playoffs. They're guaranteed. I would say they're guaranteed unless they all just start sliding. And then the West, we have Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Denver, uh, the Clippers, Phoenix, and New Orleans Pelicans.
Yep.
And that puts Dallas, Sacramento, LA, and Golden State on the outside looking in. They have to get in. They got to win that play-in tournament. So, hey, LeBron, that mid-season tournament you won, the only championship you're touching this year, buddy.
Yeah. I'm shocked to see the Golden State Warriors only 10. They've been on I think they won their last 7. That must be how sucky they were prior to their last 7 games, man. It's amazing.
Well, thing with Golden State is they'll get hot at the right time and they're dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
But again, I'm not gonna really put any stock into anything NBA until the playoffs start, and then that's even pushing it.
Hey, our Pistons aren't in last place. They're not in last place
They're
now.
tied for last place with the Washington Wizards.
Well, no, that says on ESPN, Washington has a 37 and a half behind. Detroit's 37 behind. Come on,
because they didn't play on a day that Detroit played.
Okay. Well, okay, I'll take that.
So we're not the worst team in the league yet.
No, not yet.
So from there we go into March Madness. We have the rankings out for the top 25. Per usual, we start with number 10. We go 10. Number 10, Duke, down 2 spots from last week. They were 8 last week. They dropped to 10. UNC at 9, up a spot. Down 2 spots from last week is Iowa State. Up 2 spots from last week. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. We got the Kansas Jayhawks at 7. Arizona last week was sitting at 4. They dropped to 6 this week. Marquette went up 2 from 8 or 7. Tennessee went up 1 spot to 4. UConn dropped 2 spots. They were the number 1 ranked team last week. They dropped 2 spots to 3. Purdue up 1 spot to 2, and the Houston Cougars coming in this week at number 1. There games this weekend, or games right now. Games this weekend. No one in the top 10. Saturday we have Purdue at home against Michigan State.
That's gonna be a good game.
Say what you will, Michigan State might be 17 and 11, but you give them never count a Tom Izzo team out.
No
way. Yeah, Baylor at home against Kansas. That could be an upset because they're both ranked. Marquette travels to Creighton. That could be a very good game and a potential upset. Creighton's 21 and 8, and Marquette's 22 and 6. There's a lot that could happen there. NC State travels to Chapel Hill to take on the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
Virginia goes to Duke. Virginia's 21 and 8, not ranked. And then Houston goes to Oklahoma. Tennessee travels to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. In football, that'd be a hell of a game. In basketball, Alabama's 14 in the nation, and Tennessee's 4. That might be a game worth watching at 8:00 on Saturday night. Gonzaga travels to St. Mary's. They're both pretty much even. But yeah, that's really the games on Saturday, and then Sunday, UConn is home to Seton Hall, and they should absolutely wreck them. So,
I mean, I just love the Big Ten, not Big Ten, but the NCAA tournament when it starts. Because I'm looking through bracketology, and names like Grambling State, Little Rock, Merrimack, Appalachian State, High Point, Colgate, South Dakota State. These guys get a chance, get a chance to come in. And what's that team that's always there that has that old lady that's praying for them all the time?
oh, that's Loyola Chicago, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, just to watch guys like that get a chance to get into the tournament and play for it. And we've seen, if I'm honest, we've seen several 14 ranked 14 teams get into the Elite Eight. And it's fun to watch.
Well, shoot, a few years back it was Wichita State. Remember Wichita?
Yes,
they caught fire. There was a team, Valparaiso.
Yes, yep.
Shocked the world. I think they beat Indiana one year.
Yep.
A team from the MAC that I have ties to because I loved watching it because a buddy of mine played on the team. Toledo when they made a run, and I think they knocked off Indiana as well.
Yeah.
I thought they for sure, like after they took care of, and that was an Indiana team, if I remember right, with like Tom Coverdale and
yep. Mm-hmm.
and Dane Fife and
yes.
just a bunch of dudes who could shoot the lights out. But it's one of my favorite times of year is March Madness. It's basketball pretty much all day.
Yep.
It starts at noon, and I remember just growing up, spring break was always around that time, so we watched basketball pretty much all day, and that was of course when Michigan was really good and just making the tournament every year, and this year we won't even get invited to the toilet bowl.
And it's interesting because I remember always getting that Detroit Free Press because they had that big black and white printout in the center of the sports section, and we wanted to get like 2 or 3, and we'd like fill out the brackets several ways, and so it's fun. It's fun as fans to fill out the brackets and root for those underdogs.
Now, I propose to you, we fill out brackets.
Okay.
And we have to we'll have to set up some sort of odd rule that we got to throw in there. We have to have at least one upset.
Okay.
We're not going to, ladies and gentlemen watching this, we know if we're going to have that rule, we're not going to have a perfect bracket.
No.
We understand that. But we have to pick at least one upset per bracket.
Per bracket. Like one upset from Midwest?
Yes.
West, East, and South, huh?
Yes.
Dude, I'm looking at bracketology. If I'm looking and I'm Purdue, I'm loving what people are saying right now. They're putting Purdue in the Midwest in the Detroit thing, starting off in Indianapolis. I mean, who would not want that?
But there's also saying that's the toughest stop for them. They'd much rather have that game in at Little Caesars Arena in the second grouping, because Indianapolis always has some sort of bracket buster in it.
Yep. Yeah. All right, that's the deal. What's the goal? What's the ultimate end game?
I don't know. What I'll leave it to the people.
Okay.
To see what the loser will have to do.
All right. remember, I live in Florida. He lives in Michigan, so it's not like we could go out to Applebee's or whatever. So,
Um,
I can't afford to fly up there either. Okay, right now, all right. So make it
now
simple.
here's my thing, and how we're gonna score this is each win is a point.
Okay.
Each win is a point.
So whoever has the many points at the end of the March Madness wins. Now, if I pick Purdue to win it all and they lose the first round, everything that I have on that bracket I might as well count as no points because Purdue, right? Am I correct? Because you can't go in, or are we going week by week?
Okay. So say you have the whole Final Four, but you lost Purdue. Okay. Everything that Purdue's supposed to do is you don't get points for.
Okay.
But
so you want the rest. You want the whole bracket filled up?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Or we could do a week by week.
What's the fans want? It's up to you guys.
Yeah, drop your comments. Let us know what you think, and also let us know what the punishment is for the person who loses.
Sure.
So let's move on to hockey.